Welcome back, everyone. It's that time. Once again, we got another box from Retro Game Treasure. Now, if you've been keeping up over the last couple of months, it's been kind of rough. Is that the case this month? I don't know. Let's find out. First up, this is my fault. I meant to take this console off my preferred gaming consoles, and, well, it happened again. But what did we get here? We got a Nintendo DS game, Cars Mater National. So I think it was last month I went on a rant about how much I can't stand the stylus on the Nintendo DS. Like most games, it just doesn't feel natural. It's kind of annoying. Thankfully, this game doesn't do that. Now, is this game bad? Not really. Is it good? Meh. I have played much worse racing games in my life. I think if I had played this game as a kid and I was a big fan of Cars, I probably would have enjoyed it. But I was not a kid when Cars came out. I was actually working at Walmart. I remember there was just Cars crap everywhere. And the movie hadn't even come out. Next up, again, if you've been keeping up, you'll know that I've been having a hell of a time with my PSP, especially with brand new sealed games for whatever reason. Well, we got another one. We got Daxter. Now, before we talk about this game, let's take a quick second to see if it actually works. Holy shit, it actually worked. Now, I hate to admit it, but I've never played any of the Jak and Daxter games, which is surprising because as a kid, these games would have been right up my alley. And I've been trying to figure out why, and I realized, oh yeah, it came out on the PS2 originally, and I didn't have a PS2 when I was a kid, so yeah. But I do want to go back and play some of these games. I didn't play this game for very long because I was having some issues with loading, and it was just slow, and I'm sure, again, that's just my PSP being a bitch. If there is one Nickelodeon franchise, or Nicktoon, whatever you want to call it, that you could make a pretty awesome game out of it, it would be this one. Is that the case? No, not really. But we got Rocket Power Team Rocket Rescue on the PS1. Oh boy, let's get this out of the way. So I'm going to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of Rocket Power when it came out. I think because I was getting older and I was slowly getting out of Nicktoons. But I did watch it from time to time and I thought the premise of the show was pretty cool. And again, if there's a Nicktoon that you could make an awesome game out of, this would be it. So the one cool thing about this game is the variety. I mean, you got skateboarding, you got BMX, you got rollerblading, you got snowboarding. And let's talk about each one real quick. Now, the snowboarding was the first one that I played. And, you know, it took me a couple of times, but I didn't have a bad time with it. It plays like a very watered-down version of, like, amped snowboarding or maybe 1080 snowboarding on the N64. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. But then we get to rollerblading. I mean, it controls okay, I guess. It's nowhere near as good as snowboarding, but that's not saying much. But good God, what is going on with the graphics? Like, this just took a weird turn, and I'm not saying the snowboarding section was good, but this is just awful. What about BMX? I mean, just look at this. What is going on with, like, the texture warping? Like, this just looks like ass. Now, I know this was the PS1, but good God, the PS1 could do so much better than this. I know you played Tony Hawk. You may have played Matt Hoffman, for crying out loud. It looked so much better than this crap. Again, it controls okay, I guess, but good God, it looks like ass. So what about skateboarding? This can't be bad, right? Now, I'll be honest, I was a huge fan of Tony Hawk as a kid, and I still am to this day. I love going back and playing those games, and this kind of sort of plays like a watered-down version of Tony Hawk, but that's giving it some credit. I will say I had the most fun with skateboarding, but aside from that, the game is just very mediocre. Now, I get it, this game was made for kids, but it could have been so cool. I mean, 1080 snowboarding was out around this time. Again, Tony Hawk, Matt Hoffman, like, you know, if they would have taken all of those games and put them together, this game could have been epic. But I will say, at least the game is not plagued by weird glitches and... The fuck was that? So last up, when I pulled this game out of the box, I was actually really mad because I was like, wait a minute, isn't this the game I got last month that I really hated? That wasn't the case. I think my brain was just fried from working that day, who knows. But we got Xevious on the Famicom. I don't know what it is, but there is something about these old school, classic, primitive overhead shooters that I really enjoy. Now, there's no doubt better looking overhead shooters on the NES, but considering this game is older than me, I'll give it a pass. Although you gotta admit it does look like something that was done on Microsoft Paint. Now, if you don't know, I don't really give a shit about graphics, as long as the game is fun. And you know what? I had a good time with this game, I'm not gonna lie. Are there better shooters on the NES? Of course. But I like to give credit where credit is due, and I didn't hate this game. I actually kinda liked it. Well, anyway, guys, that was another month from Retro Game Treasure. Again, a lot better than the last couple of months, and I have officially taken Nintendo DS off my console preferences, so yeah. Thanks again for watching. You know what to do: like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you again next time.